It,
Yeah.
yeah, it really didn't matter if you had a business or not. Once I started to talk about it, I really realized that it's really something that we should do in our everyday life, right? Because, showing up, being authentic. I think I've got that. Oops, where is there we go. Oops, I'm going too far forward. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, showing up in our everyday lives is just so important because it helps strengthen, our empowerment, our self-esteem, our relationships, like with, not even just like the people around us, but also with ourselves, which is just so, so important. So yeah, I'll jump on in and then I'll incorporate sort of the journey of mushrooms so we can talk about how amazing adaptogens are in there as well. And then again, pull me up if you want to ask any questions.
Which we definitely will.
Yeah, perfect. But firstly, I love doing this. I want everyone to say out loud, I am a superstar.
I'm a superstar.
I think it's so beautiful because sometimes when we say it out loud, see, look, you're so gorgeous, Emma. Like you can feel it. You're like, oh, that makes me feel good. It can actually bring up, some of these, it can bring up all the feels. But, feeling as though and kind of being our own cheerleader, it really is like our true superpower, right? Like we are the only person in our brain all the time that can be our own best friend. So, yeah, I think it's a really nice way to sometimes look in the mirror in the morning and tell yourself that you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you're awesome. I think it's such a beautiful way to start the day because you're the one that's walking through your day, you as yourself. So I'm Michelle, for those of you that don't know me. I am the proud owner and developer and creator of Tonika and Raw Paws, actually. So I do a pet brand as well.
A new one? What? When did that
Yeah,
come
yeah,
out?
yeah. I decided to put adaptogens into pet food because I think dogs and animals
Incredible, because
do
there are so many, I mean, there's so many animals with and dogs with anxiety at the moment.
with anxiety and gut
Yeah.
issues and skin issues and
Oh, huge.
oh yeah, it's huge. So when I started, I mean, I've created all the products for Tonica. And then what ended up happening, so Raw Paws I did with my sister. So I ended up coming home one day and she had all these products on the bench, like turmeric, spirulina, beetroot powder, hemp seeds, psyllium husk, gelatin. And I looked at her and go, what are you doing? She goes, I'm actually making some gummies for my dog for the week. And I was like, it is a lot of product and very expensive to buy from the health food store. And honestly, not everybody could do that. And I looked at it and I think, oh, I think I could probably put that into one pouch and then we could sell it as, one beneficial product. So that's what we did. So it's very exciting. And we've just launched into Asia and Hong Kong. And they just love it. So they've probably been so lovely to deal with and really easier to deal with than the Australian market because we've just got so much red tape here.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. But how do you even do that? Like, how do you even launch into Hong Kong and
I
Asia?
know.
Like, what
Well,
is that like who do you talk to do that?
I mean, you know me, Em, but I mean, I'm the salesperson. So
So
I,
Mish was you were in sales when I first met you. What was that?
yes,
That was not 10 years ago-ish,
10 years
something
ago.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But I've always been in sales because I love it. I'm a real extrovert and I love people. I don't get too disheartened when people shut me down. If anything, I'm like, oh, how can I win them over? So I think sales to me, I was quite lucky to sort of land in it after I finished at uni because it really has been the best fit for my personality. Not everyone likes doing sales, right? But I guess how it has helped me in business is it would cost a lot of money to have me inside your business. So I have a lot of contacts. I also don't take no for an answer the first time or the second or the 10th. So, there's a lot of, again, resilience. And it's also harder to sell your own product, I have found, rather than sell somebody else's. Because I think there's so much more feels around it. Like there's so much rejection if somebody doesn't like it or it doesn't go well or But if it's someone else's, it's just, you just don't care,
Well, you've had so much practice with other people's as well. I guess that
And that's how
maybe.
it started. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'd been building up so many other people's empires and so many brands. And I went, when my gorgeous little daughter came along 7 years ago, and it wasn't an easy road, I decided to stop building empires for other people and start doing it for myself. So that's when it started. So yeah, she was definitely a little blessing, wasn't she?
Yes,
But
she's a
how it
little
did
light.
start too with Tonika is she thought that sleep was very unnecessary. So for the first 3 years of her life, she did not want to sleep through the night. I remember even before her third birthday, she'd awake 10 times. I thought I didn't even know who I was. I'd taken myself to the hospital. I'd taken her. I'd had hives all down my face. Like I was an absolute wreck. And that's when I started having about 5 or 6 coffees before 7:30 in the morning, thinking that that was going to change my zombie-like state. However, it made me so tweaky. That was absolutely not helping at all. And that's when I started exploring the beautiful world of natural medicine or natural alternatives, because I knew that the synthetic for me at that point, I think there's definitely a place for it in certain aspects, but in this instance, it just wasn't going to help me because my gut was feeling so tumultuous as well. So I ended up finding MCT oil powder and I put that into my coffee. And then that really helped to, feed the caffeine through my system for longer. So I didn't have to go back for that second, third, and fourth coffee. So when I went, yes, that works, I got my little scales at home and I started to mix up my own little blends. And that's when people started, I shared them with friends and other mum friends, and they were like, oh man, this is really good. And that's how it started on a bigger scale. So,
And I think you kind of nail it there a little bit, Mish. Like you are so free in just talking about things as well. It's
mm,
that real sense of helping other people.
yes.
You just want to help them, and so you pass off this information. And I can see that so much in our industry. So many people hold back on,
Mm,
sharing what they know or sharing this information because of their own, confidence stuff.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Um,
very, really true.
yeah.
I even do have a beautiful friend who's a naturopath, and I ask her sometimes, I'm like, why don't you share more of your knowledge? Like she'll sit in silence.
Mm.
And I know that there's a time and a place sometimes. Like I know with the mushies, I'm like, I'm happy to always talk about mushies and adaptogens and how it can be life-changing. But sometimes there is a bit of a time and place, like I do get it, but but
Well, he shares
I'll
it.
probably put it in. But look, yeah, so that's a little bit of my story, to be honest. But I guess what you said then too, is maybe today we could really talk a little bit more about the authenticity of ourselves and showing up, because
Well, I
it
think it
really
feeds nicely into the resilience part too, because,
it can
if
be our
someone
greatest
has
strength.
that negative response, okay, or just doesn't want to know, how do you have that resilience to bounce back? I mean, so we're talking to Mish today, and honestly, she lives and breathes resilience. So we're going to hear some stories today. Um, but then also has created a business out of resilience. And then just has just like honestly, like every time I see you, you've just like hit this whole new level and whole new level and whole new level. Like it blows my mind what you have created. Um, yeah, so please tell us everything because I have so much to learn from you as well.
And you're right. I mean, it's always a journey, isn't it? I guess
Yeah.
that's the thing too. I think I put that on the next page about trusting your gut. And it really is a journey because it's about learning about yourself and growing and showing up. Because if, like I said at the start of this already, like looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're beautiful and telling yourself you're a superstar, like you are the only person that can do that. And the thing is, as well, we just live in a world now where there's so many filters, and you can sit behind an Instagram page, or you can sit behind messages. And I think the thing is then is that, you're not really being the authentic you, and people want to see real people, and that's,
Yeah.
again, in your own current relationships, even in your relationship with yourself. But, the realness that you can bring to your life, I think is truly what is going to make the difference. So whether it is about if you want to start a business, as we've been talking